Senator Heitkamp.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You probably weren't real excited to see me walk through the door.
I'm always excited to see you.
You know, I want to just kind of talk a little bit about the poultry fire and what's happened subsequent. And it is exactly those kinds of situations that have led to bills like Senator Thune's bill. And I think one of the things that disturbs me about that fire is that when you look back, and when I talk to the ranchers who begged the Forest Service not to light that fire, who knew that there were a high probability that that fire would get out of control. In fact, when you look at the Bismarck Weather Service at the time, it called for gusts of 30 miles per hour in that area, but yet you guys lit the fire. And that's one thing, and people make mistakes. But when you make mistakes in that context against that backdrop, and then you proceed to tell the ranchers who have lost literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment and inputs that they've put on the grasslands, and you say it wasn't negligence. And so we're at this spot here where I understand and appreciate that you're going to manage your lands, and prescribed burns are part of that. But you've got to have a response when things get out of control. That's not, you know, we used our best judgment, therefore we're never negligent. And so if there is an opportunity to revisit that determination within the USDA and the Forest Service on what was done there, and take a look at your not negligent determination, that would be greatly appreciated. And, you know, I'm back to Senator Tillis's example. It is exactly examples like this that lead to what may be perceived to be an interference with making those decisions. And so I would ask that you re-examine the facts of that fire. You actually personally call some of the ranchers out there who have told me that they repeatedly asked that that fire not be lit, and that we take care of that problem and then look at how we can fix those problems in the future.
Well, again, I think USDA and the Forest Service are understand the deep concerns from landowners there, and want to do everything we can to put it right. Our job under the Federal Tort Claims Act is to, you know, we're bound by the law there, and the standard is negligence. I respectfully disagree about whether we've met that standard, and it's the General Counsel's call that we have not. I think, again, we tried to do through EQIP and other things to do as much as we could to be sensitive to the ranchers, fencing and other things after. And again, recognize that there's more we could do there, and look forward to a conversation, whether it's disaster or other programs, to look at ways that we could do more.
Well, as you know, we've been involved with this fire from the very beginning in my office. And if this isn't negligence, and you know, I have a little experience with the law, if this isn't negligence, I don't know what is.
Well,
you'd never be held accountable.
You have a lot more experience in the law than I do, and so certainly wouldn't question that at all. I would just say I think we welcome the conversation about what else we can do to work in this area. The Federal Tort Claims Act is much bigger than prescribed fire or the Department of Agriculture, and probably deserves a conversation with the Department of Justice on those types of things. But I think, again, we welcome a conversation about if there's more we can do.
As long as we have a waiting period here, I do have another question. Senator Dorgan, back in 2006, created a demonstration project which required Forest Service to work collaboratively in creating implementation plans. I've heard a lot from the grazing associations that the Forest Service hasn't been following the procedure laid out in those demonstration plans. Can you tell us what steps you're taking to correct that, and how we can work more collaboratively with our associations?
Well, so I know the chief has been to North Dakota to meet with some of the grazers there. I know as well, I worked with your predecessor and Senator Hoeven, particularly in the McKenzie Grazing Association, to look for ways that we could do a better job of working together. The forest supervisor in the Dakotas is committed to this. There's more work we can do. We're not going to agree on everything, but I think collaboration is key. And we've also, I know, worked with North Dakota State University on ways that we can use better science.
And just to follow on, obviously these demonstration projects going to terminate in 2016. Are you guys committed to extending those demonstrations?
So I'm not familiar with the demonstrations. Happy to work with you on it, and I'm assuming we are, but I am not briefed up on specifically these demonstrations.